Feels like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Dalton right to the air. And his first look is incomplete. So this game here in London, the first of 5 games in the NFL International Series for 2022. We'll see the Giants and Packers here next week. Broncos and Jags at Wembley at the end of the month. The Seahawks and the Bucs, that'll be in November in Munich, Germany. First time a game's been held there. And then we wrap up down in Mexico City, November 21st. Cardinals and Niners from Estadio Azteca. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. And Dalton to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Cook again. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for third. Throwing is Cousins. And that is incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. Back deep, the Louisiana native, Jarvis Landry. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Dalton hovering near the goal line. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Now Dalton. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they work this out past the 25. That one goes for 24 yards. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. The Saints had 0-3 here to begin the campaign. And you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Here's Blake Gillikin now. Yards is the distance on the punt there, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow. And he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Very nice catch there by Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the game. After just 2 seasons in the league as a rookie, 2nd-team All-Pro, and then in his 2nd year was 2nd in the league in yardage. This guy continues to grow and get better with every game.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Now an in route as Cousins will just pop this forward. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from a strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play.
And one thing about a play like this, if it's slow to develop, it can turn out poorly. And this play was definitely slow in developing. And that was one heck of an effort to sprint over there and get the man down before he could make anything happen.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. They run the counter with Cook. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. No score after 1 on EA Sports. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Cousins. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
4th down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph for Minnesota. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Joseph's got it. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
Joseph now to kick this one away. From the 6. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To throw here, Dalton. And he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Kamara try the right side. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, You're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
And he's got room. It's a gain of 34. Well, for Alvin Kamara, that speed-size combo, just about exactly what you want for a running back. And he uses that size, that strength to bust through a would-be tackler there.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. And now to the air, Dalton. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. A turnover's obviously, Charles, always costly, but man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Here's Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. And it'll be intercepted. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Well, the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal, there's a huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. Taking it right down Broadway. The 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the 6. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Dalton sets up play action.
He completes it to Olave.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Touchdown, Saints. Chris Olave with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room. A first down throw for Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Cousins on first down. Looks again for T.J. Hockenson, and he's got him again. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles and really scatter some people, can't they?
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Here's 2nd and 10. Cousins again. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Final play of the half, Cousins. He's going to wind up and air it out. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing, Cousins. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. On play action, Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 26 and a first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Kind of surprised they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations, you take the down. That's what counts more.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Cousins going to bat it forward here on the jet sweep. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. So the touchdown there, and that play, the tap pass, so simple, Charles, on the face of it, but what makes it so difficult for defenses to stop?
I think it's the precision and the quickness in which the play occurs, because the snap gets to the quarterback. He's essentially playing volleyball with it, just immediately just shoveling it forward. And when that receiver's at a full head of steam, if you don't take the edge away, he's got a chance to get to the corner and get upfield. But if you take the edge away, that's your chance to disrupt that play.
And no disruption there, that's for sure, as it winds up 6 points. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the 6. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Kamara. A little juke. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Kamara up the middle, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Throwing on 2nd down, Dalton. Olave holds it in. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
I would say just add that one to the total big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Throwing, Dalton. That's Olave bringing in another one. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they showed passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Andy Dalton. He is going to find Hill here. Touchdown. Taysom Hill, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints are back within a score.
On that third down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. Finding room at midfield. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And they're able to add on to their advantage. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. And one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the 6. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. So Dalton now. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And Dalton to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down, and it's Kamara again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Dalton. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Lutz with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the 6. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, you're almost in field goal position.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football.
Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35.
145 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
On 2nd down, it's Cook again.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Now an end around as Cousins will just pop this forward.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little tap pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra in his repertoire.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Cousins going to bat it forward here on the jet sweep.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another 2nd down. It'll be 3rd.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their 3rd down defense, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's for sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on 3rd down.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Now an end around as Cousins will just pop this forward.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down, a nice, consistent gain.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Cook is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Now that's certainly an important touchdown there and makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw here, Dalton. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Dalton. This is Smith with a grab. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35. Here's Dalton. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Dalton. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Now the question is obvious. Do you try to kick the field goal right here knowing that you need 2 scores? I would be thinking about it if I were on that sideline. Get the field goal now, try and get the touchdown later.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Dalton. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 15. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Cousins. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey,